The Expendables 3. Is this film any good? Well, out of the whole 3 films, it's perhaps the best out of the bunch, but that's not really saying too much. But anyway, let's get to the story of this film. Now, I will be revealing a few spoilers, so, you have been warned. Sylvester Stallone and his team are on a mission, and during this mission, they encounter Mel Gibson. Now, Mel Gibson used to be an Expendable, he used to be one of them, but he turned evil. And Stallone thought he actually killed him. Of course, turns out he didn't. And Mel Gibson ends up, shall we say, seriously wounding one of the other Expendables. And the film goes on from there to be kind of like, there's almost like a revenge plot, where Stallone wants to take down Mel Gibson. But quite questionably, he decides to disband his old team. What he tells them is, well, if we carry on like this, we're all going to get, we're going to get killed, we're going to be in a grave somewhere, unmarked, no one's going to care. So that's my really bad Sylvester Stallone impression, I do apologise. So he decides to disband his old team and hire some new people, some new younger people, to go after Mel Gibson. Now, he meets up with Kelsey Grammer, and I have to say, Kelsey Grammer's presence in this film is quite surprising. He's really good, but I don't quite know why he's there. Because the whole premise of The Expendables is about all these action stars from the 80s and 90s come together in this big film. Kelsey Grammer's not really known for doing action films, But needless to say, he's really good in this film. In fact, there's a really good drive-in sequence where it's Kelsey Grammer and Stallone just talking, and they got some excellent dialogue. It's a really, really good scene. But yes, Kelsey Grammer and Stallone, they go out to recruit these new team members, and there's a few, tired movie cliches when they find some of these new members, where you find one of them in some kind of fist fight with someone. Another one's beating up a bunch of guys in a club. It's kind of tired old cliches, but considering though that, like I said, The Expendables is about getting all these big movie stars together from the 80s and 90s, who are known for doing all these great classic action films. You can forgive it for throwing out a few cliches like this. But Mel Gibson in this film, he plays a really good villain. He's definitely believable as a really good villain. And Wesley Snipes. Now, I love Wesley Snipes in this film. He is great. He plays his character, well, let's just say he reminded me so much of Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. And Demolition Man is one of my all-time favourite films, that's what I meant to say. And he was definitely enjoyable to watch. Definitely enjoyable. He had really good screen presence, and he had great chemistry with the other Expendables. And there's a certain interesting scene with Mel Gibson. There's a scene where Mel Gibson and Stallone are talking in the back of a van, and to the side of Mel Gibson's head, there's a hat hanging there, and it's got the N7 logo. Now, if you don't know what N7 is, it's essentially part of the Mass Effect video game series. Now, and I was watching it thinking, like, is that N7? Yeah, is that like a Mass Effect hat? And I was like, yeah, it is. And I was thinking, did they just accidentally put that on there? But no, it couldn't be an accident, because it was just so blatantly, obviously there. So I looked this up, and there's a lot of speculation that the presence of that N7 hat being there could be, say, some kind of advertisement, or some kind of hint for an upcoming Mass Effect film, or perhaps some early promotion for the upcoming Mass Effect 4 game. We don't know. Or at least I don't know. So maybe it's revealed, but I don't know. But yes, back to the film. This film, it's pretty good, dialogue-wise. Especially when you get to the part of the film where, again, spoilers, the old team come back to join up with the new people, and they have this big showdown at the end against Mel Gibson. It's got some great dialogue, but the action is terrible. It's just it's very tired and generic. I think for an action film, if your action is dull, there's a big problem there. I think the only thing that saved this film, at least for me anyway, was the fact that it had really good dialogue. And I think that, I doubt they're going to make another one, but if they do make another one, they've got to really fix the action, because the action's never really been perfect. And in this film, especially not. One thing I should mention, Jet Li does make an appearance, but at the very end of the film. He sort of pops up at the very end. I've noticed that in the Expendable films, he seems to appear less and less, and for a while, I thought they weren't going to have him show up at all. Also, Chuck Norris doesn't turn up, which was surprising, but it's a very minor thing, really. But overall, I'd say this film was pretty enjoyable. But I wouldn't recommend that you go and see it in cinemas. It's not really worth the price of a cinema ticket. I suggest just, try and borrow the DVD off a friend or wait till it comes out on TV. Oh yes, Harrison Ford, he's much better than Bruce Willis in this film. He's basically the new Bruce Willis because obviously, should we say disagreement between Bruce Willis and Stallone, and Bruce Willis got kicked off the film. Harrison Ford is a much better character in this. He's a lot more enjoyable, you could say. There's a little in-film joke that Harrison Ford can't understand what Jason Statham's saying, but, things with Harrison Ford, as great of an actor he is, he does tend to growl a lot, so, yeah, as you can see, it's an in-film joke, so. But yeah, Harrison Ford also was great. Absolutely great. And in fact, they were all pretty decent. Character-wise, there wasn't really any problems there. I think the biggest thing I can really say about the film that really causes it to suffer is that the action is it's just a bit dull. But, like I said, the dialogue, really good. So, yeah, wait till this comes out on DVD and then borrow it off a friend, or wait till it comes on, pops up on TV. But don't pay and go see it in the cinemas. At least, I wouldn't recommend that you do, because I think for what you get, you might as well wait till it turns up on TV. But yes, perhaps the best out of the film, the best out of the trilogy, but like I said, that's not really saying too much. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.